Hi there and welcome back, sweet friend. I have so much to share with you today. We'll be going over my weekly grocery haul and meal plan, some low-carb, delicious dinner recipes and snack ideas, as well as making just a couple spring touches to my kitchen and dining room. And before we go, we'll wrap it all up with a 3-ingredient, deliciously healthy cookie recipe that you're not going to want to miss. Okay, so I'm going to do today's grocery haul a little differently in the fact that I'm going to stand in front of the camera instead of behind it. I usually get behind it during my grocery hauls because I don't wear a mic, and for the audio purposes I like to be closer to the camera, but I'm going to try something a little different, make it a little more personal. Okay, down here on the frozen food end is my frozen raspberries. If you missed my last video, what I like to do with these is I put them in a little ramekin dish, put some melted Lily's chocolate on top, sprinkle it with some nuts, squirt it with some whipped cream, and it's a good low carb dessert. I don't make a huge big bowl full for dessert, and that's how I keep the sugar and the carb count low. So that's all for these, and I'm going to go ahead and put my raspberries away because they thaw out very quickly, and then whenever they refreeze, it's just one big block. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the freezer. Okay, now let's go ahead with the rest of the frozen items. This week, I only have vegetables that are frozen. The first one being Brussels sprouts. The only plan that I have for these is as a side dish. Next up is my Normandy blend. This is with the broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower. Again, this is just going to be used as a side dish this week, but these are also great to throw in skillet meals. And as a matter of fact, last night I was really pressed for time, so I took the smoked sausage link that I had from last week's grocery haul, sliced it up, threw it on a sheet pan with a bag of this Normandy blend, with some olive oil, butter, garlic, salt, pepper, and Italian seasonings. Just stirred it all up, threw it in the oven for 30 minutes, and it was a quick and delicious meal. And then the last frozen item that I have is just a big bag of broccoli. We eat this a lot as side dishes. I either make cheesy broccoli, ranch broccoli, salt, pepper, garlic. However, you can do a lot of things with broccoli. Now, as far as fresh produce goes, I have some fresh raspberries. The reason why we're sticking with the raspberries as our go-to berry right now is we're trying to keep our carb count as low as possible, and raspberries are very low in carbs. And then I have a bag of the baby spinach. What I plan to do with this is, my husband is a hunter, and so we have deer steak. But you could do this with any type of thin sliced meat. I've done it with thin sliced chicken breast. But you pound them out to where they're even, a consistent thickness so that they'll all cook evenly. And then I spread the sour cream and chive cream cheese on the meat. Then I just put a handful of the spinach, and then sometimes I'll sprinkle some feta cheese on top of that, roll it up, put a toothpick in it, put it in a casserole dish, throw it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes, and it is so delicious. This will be on the meal plan for this week. Now, moving into our refrigerated items, the first thing that I have is the Polly O's string cheese. Last week I couldn't remember the name of this, but it is the Polly O. The reason why I prefer this string cheese is because it is 0 carb. And what I've been using this for, those of you that have been following along, I'm on a salami kick right now. I get a half a pound of the boar's head hard salami on a number 2 from the deli. Get one of these string cheese sticks, cut it into thirds, and then you put the piece of cheese on top of this round of salami with a little bit of banana peppers, which I was out, so they're in my grocery haul too this week. Fold that up, put a toothpick in it, put it in your air fryer or under your broiler until it's crispy and melty. In the air fryer, it is 400 degrees for 5 minutes. And then I have thick cut bacon. How do you pick out your bacon? For me, I like to look at the cut on the end, and I try to find the straightest cut, because I hate to get my bacon home and then it has like that little curly thing on the end that it always sticks or breaks off, and you can't get it, it curls up whenever you're trying to fry it. So for me, I don't necessarily look through the little window to see how much lean meat or fat is on there. I pay attention to the end cuts. Straighter is better for me. And one more cold item is going to be my heavy whipping cream. It's just a staple in my refrigerator. Also, in a lot of recipes that call for milk, I will do like a 3-to-1 ratio with heavy whipping cream and water, and that cuts down on the carbs in the recipe. Well, for recipes that call for milk. Okay, for the pantry items, I have the Bob's Red Mill shredded coconut. This is unsweetened. I sprinkled this on my raspberries. It's great to bake with. I used to put it in my oatmeal. It's good to make granola out of. Just a lot of good uses for a coconut. I just choose to get the unsweetened, and actually I still think it tastes sweet. Coconut has a very naturally sweet flavor. This is my first time using this. It is the Truvia brown sugar. It's made with stevia and erythritol, and I'm just going to see how it does. I have a cookie recipe that I'm going to share with you, and the first time that I made it was with just regular brown sugar, but I wanted to give it a try with the stevia version. To go along with those cookies, I bought some more of the Lily's Milk Chocolate sugar-free chocolate chips. These are delicious. No sugar added. They are rich and creamy. It says rich and creamy. They actually are. I feel like they melt so much easier than regular chocolate chips. So like whenever I melt them to pour over my raspberries, it only takes half the time. They'll burn very easily if you leave them in the microwave too long. And then along more sugar-free things, let me show you something first. You may have noticed this setting in the center of my bar and think, oh, well, she's got a whole thing full of candy. Well, this is all sugar-free. I buy the variety pack. It comes with the York peppermint patties, Reese's miniatures, dark Hershey's chocolate bars, and regular Hershey chocolate bars. Well, for some reason, the Reese cups really upset my stomach. I just eat one and it makes me feel a little nauseous. I'm not real crazy about the York, but that's Jason's favorite. But you'll notice that all of the Hershey's are missing. So this week, instead of buying the whole variety, I just bought the Hershey milk chocolates to replace it. So that will be going in there for whenever I have a sugar craving. Okay, let's see. That's all the sugar-free items that I have to offer this week. But still in the pantry, I do have the Hatch green chilies. Any green chilies will do. I usually buy the mild. What I'm going to do with this is make a keto version of some cornbread. I have made this cornbread several times on this channel. I'll link a video to that recipe either at the end of this video, but I'll be sure to add it in the comments. And I just make my regular keto cornbread and add cheese and the green chilies to make Mexican cornbread. And I layer that with some regular chili on top and cheese. You bake it in the oven in a casserole dish. I don't know why we do this, but we top it just like we would a taco. We put shredded lettuce, tomatoes, and then we add black olives, which is the next thing on my haul, and Taco Bell sauce. You can buy it in the bottles at the grocery stores. That combination is just so good. It's not an American dish, it's not a Mexican dish, but the two merged together, whatever that is great. And that would just be the cornbread, any kind of cornbread you like. Cornbread, chili, cheese, bake it according to the cornbread directions, and then put some lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, black olives, and sauce on top. Delicious. And of course you could do jalapenos probably, but we're just not into that. I did buy the H-E-B brand diced chili tomatoes. Normally I do my own chili seasoning whenever I make chili, but I'm gonna give this a try. It might cut out a step. So I'm just gonna brown some meat, add this, a little more seasonings, and see how it turns out. I've already showed you the banana rings. These are great for Mississippi pot roast, and right now I'm mainly using it in my salami lunch. This is the Sola, I guess that's how you say it. This is the low carb bread that Jason eats, and it's in the sweet and buttery soft white bread. There is 1 carb per slice. I have my usual Topo Chico. This week all they had was the grapefruit. And you may be thinking, how does just 4 drinks last all week? Well, I have a huge supply of the sparkling flavored waters, and I've learned that just buying 4 of these a week right now keeps topping off. You know, I'm not completely running out yet. So that's why you'll only see 4 in my last few grocery hauls. Because when these run out, we have a ton of the flavored sparkling. Non-food items, this is what I wash my face with. It's the Cetaphil Deep Cleansing Bar. And normally I buy Bounce, but I like to get that from Sam's Club because you get this huge thing and it's really cheap. So this week, since I'm not going to Sam's yet, I would love to get over there. I just haven't had time. I went ahead and picked up the Gain because it was the cheapest on the shelf. So I'm gonna give it a try. It sure does smell strong. And then for Merle, our little Yorkie, he loves these H-E-B brand Heritage Ranch dog's treats. And this is the maple bacon flavor. And I'm gonna tell you, they smell really good. And it even says on here, human grade. You almost wanna eat one. They smell so good. So I can understand why he goes crazy for these. And then the last thing that I have is fresh flowers. I have for years, every week as a staple in my grocery hauls is fresh flowers. They have them at H-E-B for $3.98 for a bunch. They have them at Walmart. If you shop at Walmart, they're fairly cheap. They're under $5. Well, in the center of our table that we eat our meals at every day, I like to keep fresh cut flowers. Well, through Christmas and this weird in-between season, winter season, it's more weird here in Texas because we don't get snow and it really doesn't get too cold. Today it's 82 degrees outside. But I'm ready to start decorating for spring. I'm getting that spring fever. And so what better way to add a little touch of spring than with daisies? I thought these were so pretty, and for only $3.98, you just can't beat it. So these are gonna go in the center of my table. Well, let's go ahead and get these groceries put away, and then I'll go over that meal plan with you. I forgot one last thing. This is the H-E-B Natural Rotisserie Chicken. I like to pick one of these up every now and then for my lunch. I can eat on this for 3 or 4 days before it goes bad. I like to just take the meat, put it in bite-sized chunks in my air fryer, sprinkle it. Hold on, let me show you something first. I have to show you this because the only way this will work is if you have these. This is the air fryer liners. I guess if you have a little pan that you use in your air fryer, this would work. But anyway, I put the chunks of the rotisserie chicken in here. I sprinkle it with cheddar cheese, put a little bit of butter on top, and put it in the air fryer for about 4 minutes on 400. And it is so good. It makes the cheese a little crunchy and crispy, but it's still gooey, and it's very filling. So that's what I plan on having for lunch today. Now it's time to go over the menu for the week. On Monday, we're having sheet pan smoked sausage and vegetables. Tuesday, Mexican chili and cornbread bake topped with lettuce and tomatoes. Wednesday, steak roll-ups and Brussels sprouts. Thursday, cheeseburgers. And Friday, salmon patties and vegetable Normandy. you're new here today, my name is Louann, and I guess I should let you know that this channel has gone through a couple name changes. But the heart of the channel has always remained the same, and that's in all things homemaking. In 2016, I left my full-time career to fully embrace this calling. Now, as a stay-at-home wife, an empty nester, and a very proud grandma, I've learned that homemaking is so much more than just the task. It's about creating systems and routines that bring both order and joy to our homes. My goal on this channel is to provide you with plenty of encouragement, motivation, and step-by-step guidance to help you feel confident and capable in your homemaking journey. So from creating various cleaning schedules and home organization strategies, curating meal plans from tested recipes that I just know your family will love, to tons of seasonal decorating inspiration, I share real-life homemaking solutions that will help you simplify your task while adding joy to your home. So whether you're looking to refine your current routines, tackle a big project, or just simply find inspiration, I'm here to help. So if you haven't already, I would love it if you'd subscribe and join this very special community of heart-filled homemakers. Be sure to introduce yourself down below in the comments and tell me where you're from. I'd also love to know, what stage of life are you in? Are you a new homemaker? Are you a retired homemaker? Are you still working but you're an empty nester? Let me know down below so that I can know what type of content will best serve you. Plus, I just can't wait to get to know you better. Recently, I have been very busy outside of this channel helping my dad get settled into a new home in my neighborhood. Currently, I've only been posting one video per week, but we are nearing the finish line, so I should be able to get back to posting more content for you each week. Plus, I did bring my camera along for the entire journey, so I have a whole other house of cleaning and decorating that I'm looking so forward to sharing with you. Next, I want to spend a little time, and I mean very little time, on this coffee bar situation that I have going here. Right now, I still have this red and white striped dish towel from Valentine's Day. So I'm going to definitely swap that out. I'm not going to get into some heavy decorating, but I do want to make at least that little change. This is a 4-pack set of napkins that I got from Kirkland's, and they were on clearance for $7.97, and each one is a different pattern. I thought that was really neat. I love to decorate with napkins, cloth napkins, because I feel like they're just the right size to line a basket or throw across a tiered tray, or like we're using today on this coffee bar. Now, I've already taken this one out. I want to use this, I guess it would be like a gingham type pattern. I want to keep it very neutral. Turn it that way. Because it's not quite the first day of spring yet, even though, like I said, it's 82 degrees today here in Texas, and I don't think we're going to have any more cold fronts come through. But honestly, I am contemplating getting rid of this coffee bar. If I do, it'll be in another video. Today I want to just keep it simple so that this video doesn't get too long and drug out. But my husband and I are not huge coffee worshipers. I mean, I drink 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day, and it's decaf. And my husband I make him a pot of coffee to take to work with him in a thermos. And the thermos is little, it doesn't even hold, I think it's like 6 cups is what he takes to drink on throughout his morning. And that's it. That's all we do with coffee. I don't get into the fancy drinks and all that because, like I said, I am decaf. I do decaf, and there's not a whole lot of variety when it comes to the decaf. we get left out of all the fun. So I am just gonna put this right back until I can decide what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna I keep mine separate just so that I don't clutter up the other counter over there, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I just keep like the K-cups here. For my decaf, I have a can of decaf coffee and I put it in the filtered one. And then I have some of, you know, the breakfast blend decaf pods. And here is some tea, and I also, up in the cabinet above, I have some decaf versions of herbal teas. But anyway, we'll get more into all that if I do decide to do away with this little coffee bar, and I'll do that in a separate video. I really don't want to do it right now because I have no clue what I would put here in its place. So there it is, short and simple. This is what my little coffee bar looks like. And over here is our other coffee section where we keep the main coffee pot. I just have a little candle there, and then my two-tiered tray in the corner. This is some stevia sugar, regular sugar. In the back I have some powdered creamer, and then of course over here to the side are some coffee mugs. But I am seriously rethinking this whole coffee situation because you can see here I don't even have all my pegs full. I'm really rethinking the whole thing. Okay, now for the cookie recipe. It is incredibly easy. All it takes is 1 cup of almond flour, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, but today I'm going to use the stevia version, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. To those 3 ingredients, all we have to add is 2 tablespoons of water. Mix that together, and this is going to create the base for this cookie recipe. And now with this simple 3-ingredient, dairy-free, grain-free, gluten-free recipe, you can now make any kind of cookie you like. The possibilities are totally endless and totally up to you. Today I'll be adding the Lily's sugar-free milk chocolate chips. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees and place the cookie dough in rounded tablespoon scoops onto a lined cookie sheet. Using the back of a spoon, slightly flatten the cookies and bake for 12 minutes. Once the cookies are golden brown, allow them to cool on the tray for 5 minutes, then transfer them to a wire cooling rack for an additional 5 minutes. These cookies are extremely soft when they're hot, but as they cool, they become very soft and chewy delicious. To store these, you can place them in an airtight container at room temperature for 2 days, or in the refrigerator for up to 1 week. These make the perfect afternoon snack with a cup of coffee or an after-dinner dessert. If you would like to see the recipe video for the steak roll-ups that I mentioned in my meal plan this week, be sure to check out this video next. And I'll be sure to link any other videos that may go along with the things that we talked about today. Be sure to check them out down below in the description box as well as in the comments. Thanks so much, friends, for spending time with me today, and I hope I'll see you here next.